Today is Saturday, November 30th, 2024. Our three main storylines are going to be frigid weekend temperatures as we have the coldest air mass of the season thus far taking over. Lake effect snowfall going to be a big player in the forecast as well throughout. And we're going to take a look at your first week of December forecast in this video. So make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It definitely helps out to get more and more people engaged here. And if you are not subscribed, again, make sure to do so. We do put videos out almost every single day on this channel. Let's look here at the Thanksgiving Day snowstorm. Here are your snowfall totals that we did see coming in from Maine all the way back into northern Pennsylvania. Several areas seeing at least 6 inches worth of snow here in those pinks. Where you see these maroon reds or cherry color areas, that is where we have at least a foot of snowfall that did fall here. And you can see a couple of areas into southern Vermont, northeastern New Hampshire, and central Maine where we saw that. And then the heavy lake effect snow band, especially into Erie, Pennsylvania, seeing a couple of feet of snow in those salmon colors there in far northwestern Pennsylvania from this system. Now let's look at the cold air because this is a big player as well. The coldest air of the season moving southbound out of Canada into the central and eastern U.S. today, and this really is being amplified. Look at this here. This morning, temperatures below zero once again across parts of North Dakota into northern Minnesota, -7 up here in northern North Dakota. You factor in the wind chill, and yes, it feels like the -20s in northern North Dakota, near -30 in parts of southern and southwestern Manitoba this morning, and negatives all the way down into the northern suburbs of the Chicagoland area as we go through the morning as well, and sub-freezing wind chills all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So it's definitely cold out there. This afternoon, we're going to see temperatures recover, but only some. We're only going to head to the single digits above zero into parts of North Dakota and even into the teens across parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, 20s further south from there as we go into the afternoon. Wind chills remaining below zero again across parts of North Dakota and north central Minnesota and far northwest Wisconsin as we go into the Saturday afternoon. Same thing will carry over into Sunday. Sunday is the start of meteorological winter, and it's only fitting that we actually see the colder air continue into meteorological winter. So another day with highs in the teens and 20s across the north, especially into the upper Midwest, Great Lakes and Northeast, and then even colder yet into southern Canada. And those wind chills again biting in the afternoon. Maybe not as cold, but still those wind chills into the single digits and teens across a large chunk of the Midwest, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, and the Northeast for Sunday afternoon. Let's track the precipitation as we go through this weekend. Today, we see mainly lake effect snowfall, maybe a little bit of snow from Kansas City towards St. Louis here throughout the day as well. Mainly early, that'll shift across Kentucky and parts of southern Indiana, southern Ohio, into West Virginia as we go into tonight. So make sure that you do have some salt handy, maybe even a snow shovel, just in case you do see some accumulation there of slushy accumulation on any roadways as the temperatures cool off in this cold air mass. Then as we go to Sunday, it's mainly just the lake effect snow machine that'll continue throughout the day, and it's going to be adding up here across the Great Lakes. There will be some areas that get over 2 feet of snow, and there will be other areas that see only a few inches of snow. It really just depends on where those heavy lake effect snow bands set up. And it looks like for the most part, there'll be a couple of them setting up into the upper peninsula of Michigan, 1 or 2 of them across western lower Michigan. Very heavy lake effect snow band setting up for Erie, Pennsylvania, up there just south of Buffalo into the Orchard Park, New York region. And then over here in Watertown, New York, that's where the other lake effect heavy snow band will be. So it really is about wind direction here, and if that snow band deviates from north to south, really hard to determine here this far in advance, unfortunately. But we are going to be having those snow bands out there for the weekend. Heading into the first week of December, Monday, December 2nd, all the way through Friday, December 6th, really, it's cut and dry here. We got a ridge across the west, warmer than normal temperatures. We got a trough across the east, colder than normal temperatures, and it's really reflected here very nicely on the temperature anomaly map during the first full week of December. Again, warmer air out west, warmer than normal, that is, and then colder air out east, colder than normal, that is, from portions of southern and southeastern Canada into the eastern United States. So looking here at precipitation next week, we're going to see a pretty dry Monday overall. Outside of lake effect snow, maybe a few rain showers down towards the Rio Grande and South Texas, we're going to be pretty dry. A lot of H's on here. That means high pressure. Notice as we go into Tuesday, a clipper system starting to move in across Saskatchewan and southern Manitoba. That is a Saskatchewan clipper that's going to be moving south here toward the United States, especially Tuesday night. That may form into a stronger system that will re-aggravate those lakes, those warm lake waters, colder temperatures aloft. That is a prime recipe for more lake effect snow as we go into midweek on Wednesday. Then going into Thursday, more lake effect snow again, a couple of clippers coming down really every 24 to 48 hours here. And we're just going to repeat that process all the way through Friday, December 6th. Maybe some rain showers near the Gulf Coast here from Houston all the way over towards Tallahassee and even into the Savannah, Georgia area. We'll watch later in the week. This will be on Friday. Notice the snowfall. Really, where we see it now and through the weekend is where we're going to see it next week for the first full week of December across the Great Lakes, the far northern upper Midwestern areas, and then interior Northeast and New England and really just southern Canada. That's kind of the clipper track. Alberta through Saskatchewan into southern Manitoba and then diving southeast into the Great Lakes and the Northeast. And really a lot of the middle of the country and western U.S., even the Rockies are shut off with snowfall into the first week of December. The Cascades, the Sierras, not seeing much precipitation or snowfall through the first week of December, which is pretty unusual as well. So we'll keep you updated on all of this as we do get closer. Make sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and subscribe. I hope you would check back often for more updates as we do these videos multiple times per week. That's all I got for you today, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their weekend out there.